Hey everyone, I'm Cary Smith and I'm sitting here with Amar Shah, and we're both with Client First Capital. And today we're talking about things that could impact the performance of your portfolio. And this would be things that you have complete control over, right?
Right.
And so Amar, let's talk about that.
Let's do it. So I made this list. It's kind of like a top five list, but in no particular order. So the first thing is withdrawal rate, right? And here, what we're talking about specifically is, when the markets are volatile and there's a downswing, and you're taking money out of your account, your portfolio has to work that much harder to get back up, right? And so that does hinder performance as when you take those withdrawals.
Okay, that makes sense, right? That makes sense to me. Also on the list, and one of the things we discussed is fees, right? And now fees are a natural part of, the investing and portfolio management process. How do we have control over that?
Yeah, it's how do you have control over that in an industry that has almost zero transparency, right? So
Right.
here's a couple of things. It's just, having clear communication, understanding what fees that you are paying, what are embedded fees, what are some hidden fees, just asking those type of questions. And you want to know what value you're getting for those fees, right? Fees are not bad, but you typically want to understand the value. And when we work with clients, fees are all across the board in terms of what they're coming in with. They may think they have an account that has no fees. It may be an annuity, but there
Mhm.
are embedded fees in those annuities, and not all annuity contracts are created equal, right? And as long as you're below or just around average or slightly below average, and you're getting some value for those fees, I think you're in a good spot, right? So that's how I would kind of view that.
Okay. So understand what the fees are and know what value you're getting for those fees. That sounds like pretty good advice.
I
Hey,
guess just in general.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I experienced this next one that's on our list personally, and it's changing risk tolerances, right? And so for me, I'm a lot more aggressive in a bull market and a lot more conservative in a bear market. And I think others maybe feel the same way.
It's funny how that works, right? It's when things are going down, people want to take chips off the table, right? And
Right.
where if you think about it, it's kind of counterintuitive because when things are going really well, that's when you want to take some chips off the table and take some profits and have that for a rainy day or when days when the markets are not doing so well. And so changing risk tolerance, especially in our world, for most firms, they're big step changes. It's going from
Mhm.
conservative to moderate to aggressive. So these big step changes, you know, you're kind of like trying to time the market of when to make these changes, and that really doesn't work out over the long run. And most times what we see is somebody decides to become conservative, and then the market starts to rebound and they don't capture any of that appreciation of that rebound,
That's
right?
right.
And so one of the things here in terms of changing risk tolerances, usually when you tend to see a peak or your investments going up, that's a good time to reduce your risk tolerance. And when you see things going down, that's also a good time to change your risk tolerance to become more aggressive to potentially capture some more of the upside.
Yeah. Well, and I know that that's one of the important roles of a good planner, right? And good investment strategies is to help someone kind of see through those things, right? And pull some of the emotion out of it. How about taxes, right? So we talk a lot about the way that taxes can impact a portfolio.
Yeah, taxes can have a big drag on an overall portfolio. Most people out there, most families have a taxable account, an IRA, and a Roth IRA, but the amount of dollars that they have in each are drastically different, right? And sometimes the IRA or the taxable piece may be the largest piece of the equation. And here we're not trying to say reduce your taxes, by like tax loss harvesting and those type of strategies, but more so focused on where you put what assets in which accounts make a big difference. Specifically, if you own in your portfolio like large caps, S&P 500 or something, you're going to pretty much know throughout your entire investing cycle, you're going to own some large caps, and those will probably be better in a taxable account where you can potentially pay long-term capital gains instead of ordinary income, right? And bonds are probably better in an IRA, or transactional stuff is better in an IRA. So here we're talking about tax location.
Okay. So I don't have like I'm going to pay taxes, right? So I don't have complete control over that.
You're right.
But with some smart planning, I can reduce the amount that I'm paying in taxes.
Yeah, and here's just from a performance standpoint, right? Obviously, we could do tax planning to see when we should put into a donor advised fund, when we should itemize, take the standard deduction to reduce your overall tax bill. But really, from a performance standpoint, the after-tax return is what we're trying to look for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, this next one on our list, I would say some people would say they don't have any control over, and that's human emotions.
Yeah.
And so what part does emotions play in the performance of a portfolio?
Our behavior as humans play a huge role in our overall long-term performance of our investments. And that's why it's so important to have a disciplined process. So regardless of what's going on in the market or in what environment we're in, we know what steps we need to take based off of our process. And so, yeah, human emotions shooting from the hip. You may not be in the right frame of mind. The investments may be going through a OODA loop or something like that, right? And so, like, you can definitely make short-term decisions that have a long-term impact regarding your overall investments.
Well, we definitely know some people more than others, but money can make people very emotional, right? Yeah. Okay.
For sure, for sure. And I think to having that strong relationship maybe is a better way to say it, with a third party or an advisor to help guide you through that decision making process. It's probably the ultimate thing that you can do to make sure that you're protecting your investments.
Amar, that might actually be the most important one on the list, right? All those things are important, but if you don't have a good relationship with your advisor and know and trust that that person has you and your best interest at heart, right, and can help you navigate emotions and navigate taxes and all of those other aspects, if you don't have a good relationship, maybe a lot of it begins to fall apart.
Yeah, or you don't know when it is falling apart.
Yeah, that's right.
Too late, right?
Good point. Yeah.
And so it's a good point to kind of highlight. There's having somebody as a sounding board or a third party or somebody that's as an advisor, we get the purview of hundreds and thousands of people's different retirements, so we know kind of in some way see some pattern recognition in people that are in their 70s and 80s, and then we can take that information to see how that's going to impact somebody in their 50s or 60s. So
yeah. Okay. Well, Mar, there's, maybe people who are watching this who feel like they need a good relationship with a financial planner or financial advisor. And if that's you, you should reach out to us. We're a asset management firm that focuses on investment strategies and tax strategies and financial planning, and we'd love to have a conversation with you about your situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking to get to know us, please subscribe to our channel, like the video. It helps all the algorithms out there all the AI algorithms, right? And we also have a newsletter, and it's only 11 articles that we send out throughout the year, and it's really informative around investments, taxes, estate planning, and charitable giving. So. Yep. Thank you for watching, Cary. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good discussion.
Yeah.